My mother was a scavenger and I'm a bit of a scavenger. And it started when I was a student and I would walk around the rag trade area of London where they turfed out their boxes full of rag ends, fabric ends. And I rooted around in those daily, or, you know, whenever I was there, because you got all sorts of stuff. And I would make patchworks. I wonder if it was sort of a bit of being in search of what you loved as a child or where you lived as a child. I lived in the tropics and it was very, very hot and colourful and wild. And we actually didn't have very much stuff around at all because you spent your life outdoors. And maybe in England, because it's not so much time outdoors, you kind of bring it in and you recreate the world on the inside, whatever it is that you want to recreate. And mine is one full of colour and life and change and movement. I looked an awful lot of houses, partly because I do quite like looking at houses anyway. And it was light and it was deep winter when we came, and every other house I'd been in was very narrow and quite dark, and everyone had their lights on. And here the lights weren't on, the day was dull. Open the front door and you can see straight through to the trees, but it was flooded with light, and the rooms in the corridor was wide and the ceilings were high and the windows were long, and I just thought, it's great. I do paint, and I've painted forever. They're very related, the painting of a picture and the making of a house. I think the house becomes the painting quite often. If I'm not slapping it onto a piece of paper or canvas, I'm making the painting by what I'm putting around me. Colour, colour, colour. Colour's hugely important to me because it gives me joy and life and light. I'm always known for my colour because I throw a lot of colour, but I throw it onto a pretty plain white neutral background. I'm not a slave to a style of a house. I'd much rather add and mix. To enjoy your environment and furnishing, have something you love to look at and be in. Choose a bit of colour or choose a bit of form. Fall in love with the piece and it will fit into the house. I think I am pretty fully expressed in this house. I think I'm probably overexpressed in this house.